Surinamers overal met de complimenten van Go-To. Ook de mensen die ons volgen via Facebook natuurlijk. We zijn live. Radio SRS Suriname. Check dat. En dan kun je ook de uitzending mee volgen. Vandaag praat ik met somebody out of the US of A. Het is een female. Een lady. En ze heet Lashanda Marcelle Moore. Mooie naam, hè? Let's go! Hallo.
Hallo.
Hallo, goedendag. Tot wie spreek ik? Spreek ik tot Lashanda?
Ja.
Nou, welkom in Surinamers overal. Ik bedoel van Lashanda. Kunnen wij Nederlands praten of gaan we dat in Engels doen? Want ik heb vernomen dat je dus helemaal zit in US of A.
Ja, ik was ik ben een klein beetje niet zo goed in het Nederlands. Ik ging naar school in Nederland, maar niet zo lang, zo is niet zo goed.
All right, so we won't speak English. Let's do it in English.
Okay, great.
Yes, now welcome in our program. This is Surinamers overal. Suriname people all over the world. And you're our guest today. How are you doing, Lashanda?
I am doing well, and yourself?
Me, I'm doing fine. I mean, like, I feel blessed. I woke up this morning. I got oxygen for free. I'm living. I'm feeling happy. The sun is shining. And I'm able to come at work and do what I do and what I love to do. So, I mean, like, and talking to you makes it even better. So, welcome in our program.
Yes.
All right. Now, Lashanda, if everything's cool, I got the information. So you have a Suriname dad and a Suriname mom. And your father was born in Paramaribo and your mother was born in Naikeri. Where were you born, Shada?
I was born in the Bronx, New York City.
Bronx? Now, I always heard that Bronx is a kind of difficult place to live. Is that true?
I don't know. I only was born there. I was raised in Brooklyn.
Ah, so you was raised in Brooklyn. Nice.
Yeah.
So what's up? My first question actually should be, who's your mother and who's your father? Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Okay, so my mom is Veronica Moore. Like you said, she was born and raised in Ikeri. My dad is Glenn Durham. He was born and raised in Paramaribo. They both came to the U.S. in the 80s.
Oh, in the 80s they came. All right. And how long are you living in U.S. of A? States?
Well, with the exception of the year that I lived in Holland, I guess all my life, so it'll be 28 years I've been living in America.
All right. So how is everything over there? How you like it living in America?
It has its ups and its downs. But overall, I like it, but I've always wanted to leave. I always knew that was something that I always wanted to do. I was born here by way of my parents, but I always felt like I didn't really belong. So, it's always been my plan to actually, like, go live in the Caribbean or, probably even go and stay in Holland or something.
All right. So, I got a feeling that it didn't happen yet. So, what is keeping you from doing this, what you're talking about, like leaving states to, go and live somewhere else? What is holding you back in States?
Well, I have two small children. I have a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
So just basically trying to make sure that everything is okay with them. If I go someplace, I want to make sure that it's stable for them. If it was just me, I wouldn't really care. But, education-wise, medical, that sort of thing. So I can't just up and just leave. I have to, like, really be situated before I go.
No, that's true. That's a very good intention. I mean, that's one of the most important things. Make sure, say, our children have like a stable platform which they can move out of from. Yeah, man, I love that. So, what are you doing? I mean, like, before we go there, what kind of education did you went through? What is your degree?
Oh, okay. So I have a bachelor's degree in social work from York College and a master's degree in social work with a concentration in international social welfare policy from Columbia University.
All right, now that's very heavy. So that means say you're a very smart woman.
Smart in some ways, yeah.
In some ways, yeah. All right, all right. So
Yeah.
you was talking about also the ups and downs living in US of A. What are the downs which you've been through, of which you experienced?
Well, the most obvious.
Yeah, shout out. Welcome back.
Sorry. Yeah, so the most obvious down that I've experienced would be like obviously the racism that we experience here. That was actually placed on a national like an international platform last year.
True.
With the Black Lives Matter movement. On top of COVID, that was like really hard. And then just like the cost of living here is getting really outrageous.
Oh.
So that's pretty much the ups and downs. Like there's not a lot of opportunities for young people here. Like if you go to school, it's not like guaranteed that you're gonna have a good job. And I think that's almost everywhere. It's not just America. So those is like the two things. It would be the racism and then like economic opportunities here are not like all that great. They're here, but they're not easy to come by.
All right. Is that because you are is a dark skinned person?
Pardon me?
Is it because you are a black person?
Yeah. I mean, most of the racism I've experienced is mainly from would have been from like just my complexion, really. Yeah, because I'm a dark skinned woman. Yeah. So like I would get passed up on certain opportunities because of it, and then my name, I don't have like a traditional English name. So
True.
These things are biases that I've always kind of had against me. So which is why I like went so hard to like get educated and go to a school like Columbia, because I thought it would like open up more doors for me.
Okay.
But it's still something that follows me.
All right.
And I wouldn't change my color for anything, just to be clear.
I wouldn't do that if I was you, because I mean you're blessed the way you is. You didn't know, but you is a goddess on this earth. If you go through your history, because the Bible teaches our history, the history of our ancestors is written in the Bible. But we ain't gonna talk about that part. Be proud of yourself, because even though all these things happen to you, you manage to keep your head up and still do what you do and be successful in your life. Don't you feel that? Don't you think that? Or maybe I'm wrong?
No, not at all. I definitely feel like I've managed to overcome the difficulties in my life.
All right. Don't worry. You're a Suriname women, because your parents, okay, you're born in States, but your parents is from Suriname. How are your parents doing? Are they still there? And do you guys see each other often or what?
Yeah, so they're still here. My dad is still here. My mom is still here. My dad lives in Georgia and my mom lives here in New York City. So we see each other. I see my mother more than I see my dad, because my dad is like hours away. And with COVID, it's made it hard for us to really be together.
Yeah.
And I'm really crazy with the COVID rules. I don't really like sway too far from them. So I'm just hoping once everything go back to normal, we'll be able to have more in-person family events and functions.
Nah, that's cool. That's cool. But Suriname, I mean, you have Suriname parents, but what is it that you have in common with Suriname? What do you know about Suriname, the country your parents are from?
I mean, I know about like its political history back in the 80s, which is what prompted my parents to come here.
Yeah.
After the coup, my mom and my dad came my dad came first, and then my mom was a school teacher, and things were getting rough because like she was teaching like kindergarten, preschool, and a lot of times the kids didn't have food, and it was just getting really hard and depressing. So eventually she just decided to leave and come here. And outside of that, I really didn't have, a lot of information about like the political and stuff. I'm starting to learn more now. About how Suriname works. When I was younger, the problem was that I never really wanted to admit that I was from Suriname, like that I have a Surinamese background, because, growing up in Brooklyn, everybody's like Trinidadian, Jamaican, from St. Vincent, these sorts of places that are really popular amongst my community. I live in Flatbush. I was actually raised in Flatbush, Brooklyn, which is like Little Caribbean. And yeah, Suriname, you don't find too many Suriname people around here. So I really never really invested my time until now, where now I'm learning about the Winti culture, and, fashion and stuff like that, which I've always had bits and pieces of it. Like we would on the day before New Year's, like the hours before New Year's start, my dad would make us bathe and stuff like that. But I was never really explained why I was doing stuff. I did a lot of things, I just didn't know why. So now I'm learning why I did a lot of stuff, why certain things, why I can't whistle in the house, like all these different things that I grew up with, but never knew it was because I was from Suriname.
Now, it's cool to accept what you're accepting now. But did you ever visit Suriname?
Yes, when I was 8, my dad had brought me to Suriname. But outside of that, I never really went back. Like I said, most of it was because I was like in denial of like my heritage. A lot of times, like even when I used to speak, people used to think I'm from like Trinidad or whatever. Like I used to have I have like a million fake accents because I always wanted to fit in with other people. So when I'm around my American friends, I have my American accent. When I get around Caribbean friends, I would always switch it up. But in doing all of that, I've actually lost. Like as you can see, I can't really speak Dutch too well. Sranang is I just started learning that. I know how to read this stuff, but I can't really speak it too well.
Don't worry, it is no problem. The fact is, you really want it, so I'll give you like 1 year, and after that, we're gonna call again. We're gonna speak Dutch, and most of all, most important, we're gonna speak Sranang Tongo. You know what I mean? So that's no problem. It's never too late to educate ourselves, and I think you know that. Because you do that every day, So it's a blessing to hear from you that you're very interested in your culture, where you're from, And your dad and your mom are Suriname people, so they know these things. But we gain to live our own lives, do our own things. So maybe that takes a little time. And now I think maybe you might have the time to, focus on that part. But don't worry, it will work. The way it would definitely work is for you to come to Suriname. Je kon ja in Suriname, then je kon town this thing, that you go back. Did you understand what I said?
Yeah, I understand. I will come and I'll spend a piece of time there and learn
Wow, I'm proud of you. Applause. Yeah, man, that's cool. I gotta test this, I'm talking, because I'm talking to a Suriname princess. So that means you have to know what it is, I'm talking about. And be proud of yourself, yeah? And of course, I've gained some information. Say you are a contact person, working for Kevin Parker of the state of New York. What's up with that part? Can you tell us a little bit more about that? Because it seems very, very interesting.
Okay, so I work for New York State Senator Kevin Parker, like you said, and he's a representative for the Brooklyn, a piece of Brooklyn, which includes a large Caribbean population. The state Senate, the state assembly, and the governor's office are like the 3 branches of government that we have here in New York. And I basically help his constituents, the people who vote for him, get help. So if they have immigration problems, during COVID, we had issues with like people getting unemployment insurance, food. Some people were trapped in other countries, trying to get them back with passports, that sort of thing.
All right, now interesting. I mean, like, you're a very important person doing a very important job, don't you think, or don't you feel that?
Yeah, I feel so. That's also part of the reason why I don't feel like I'm ready to leave yet, because I grew up in the district. So I grew up in the senatorial district, and I feel like this is my community, and I don't really want to leave it. And I don't think other people could help them the way I can, because I had the experience of being raised by immigrant parents. I know what it's like to, have when you're not documented and stuff like that, how that impacts your children who might be born here. The different aspects of being a immigrant or a descendant of an immigrant here in America. I know those experiences, so I feel like I'm able to give a special touch to my help that I offer the constituents.
Nah, that's very nice to hear, man. Keep on doing that good thing you're doing, And I mean, like, people, that means say you're well known in New York, don't you?
Wouldn't say New York. I would say more like the district.
The district,
after I've helped them a couple of times. They call me, and I might see them on the street, so they recognize me. We try to keep a certain relationship with the constituents, like a not necessarily personal, but like really friendly community type of relationship. So people in the community do know me. Yeah.
All right, nice. Well, you went to Holland and you went to school over there. So how did that treat you? Because I lived in Holland too, and I mean, I know lots of Suriname people are in Holland. So did you meet and link with any Suriname people? How was your experience over there?
So I was a kid when I went there. And what I liked most about it is like I never got that experience again. So that's why I never fit in. When I felt like I never fit here in America, because I was going to school in the Belmont, right? And there's a lot of Suriname people.
True.
So everything just kind of clicked. My friends, their culture, their family, everything was the same. There was no internal like conflict with me. I didn't have to think about anything. It was just normal. It's natural. The culture, the food, everything was there, and I loved it. It wasn't Suriname, but it was pretty close. And I loved everything. The only thing I probably didn't like would be like Swata Beat. That was about it.
I don't take me like that, dude. You know what I'm talking about. I used to beat up people for calling me Swata Pete. You know what I'm talking. So just because we didn't like that word too much, and racism is all over the world. I experienced a little of discrimination also, but it didn't affect me like that because after all, I was grown in a community with a lot of Suriname people, and we didn't have any time to focus on that because it was a different kind of thing. But I understand what you're talking about. And what's your plan actually? Do you think that you could ever come over in Suriname to live here?
That was my goal. That's why I went to school for international social welfare policy. My goal was to go to school and then graduate and go live in Suriname. Like literally after I graduate, go and do that. But then I got married and had children. So
he swept,
like literally after.
He swept you off your feet.
Yeah.
No, that's good.
I got married to a Grenadian, so he, we stayed. He wasn't like gonna just up and go to Suriname, so I ended up staying here, and that's the story.
Oh, why did you pick up a Suriname dude? I mean, like that would make things easier, maybe, probably.
Because I was scared he might be my cousin. The community here in Suriname is the Suriname community here in New York City is so small that a lot of the times, like I come to find out somebody's related to me on my father's side or my mother's side.
Oh.
Or sometimes both.
Yeah, it's difficult, yeah. All right.
My grandmother had 15 kids, so.
It's a very large family. So that means, it's kind of dangerous to like, okay, I understand what you say. But you're happy, right? You're happily married and your children are also doing well?
Yeah, they're doing well. I've implemented homeschooling before COVID. I've made a decision to homeschool them because I wanted to make sure that they have like an Afrocentric education.
Yeah.
Something that they don't usually get in the public schools here. I want them to know about, Suriname and Grenada, where their father is from. I want them to know more than I did because I see how that impacted me. I went to school and I thought, as much as I learned, I didn't know anything. That's why I said I'm okay. I know I'm smart in some things. And I feel like I'll be more smart if I know my culture, if I'm educated in the things that that are important to me, like knowing where I come from, my ancestry, Wimpy culture. Those things will make you rich and powerful as a Black person in this culture, in this world.
Wow. Now you're doing well because you got your own, let me say, you got your own small company, or maybe it's large. Because I've known, say, you is like the owner of Rutu Lobi. It's a company, a small business, or a business in where you're from. Tell us a little bit more about that part. What is your business, and why did you choose to start a business like this? I mean, the answer is actually, obviously, yeah.
Yeah, I decided to start a business like this because I felt like it would put me in a position where learning about myself will become my livelihood. This will become eventually I would like to progress into making this my livelihood, where this is all I do. So, it's an e-commerce shop dedicated to all things Afro-Surinamese, culture, spirituality, all things like in that realm. I would like to branch it out more into like media, into even like a marketplace where Suriname creatives and product makers could come and put their stuff onto my website and sell to the American public.
All right, and what is the reaction of the people around you? I mean, like not Suriname people, not American people. How are they reacting to this business?
I mean, we've gotten some positive feedback from Americans. A lot of from American standpoint, it's still like they're unsure about they're unsure about the culture. Like they ask me a lot of questions because it's like it's not. It's foreign to them. A lot of what I explain to them is foreign to them, but they're always willing to learn, and they're amazed by like the culture, the Pangi culture, the idea of dating and stuff, which has actually become more popular here in the States. Because like we have other religions like Santa Maria and stuff that they've been doing this for some time, and these things are coming more mainstream now. But just connecting those aspects of Suriname culture to how just Africa and stuff like that, they like to hear about that. And then from this people like myself who have Suriname background, they're happy about it because there was before that there was no place for them to go and get this stuff except to go to Suriname or Holland, and now with COVID it's just like hard. And for some of them, they had no experience with it because they were just fully immersed in like American culture, be it by adoption because they don't have their parents, they were adopted or whatever. So it's been pretty positive overall.
No, that sounds very good. So how long is this business actually existing already? It's
existed a year. Officially as a licensed business, it will be October 1 year, but as of me starting everything, buying and purchasing products out of Suriname and everything would be like a year. Yeah.
Oh, now that's nice. You're doing good, don't you think?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
All right. Now, is it? How can I say that? Is it a business which you can say I can live off of it? Do you earn enough? Or?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do you earn enough? Can you say this business is like something which I must continue doing for it to grow, for me to
Not at the current moment, but simply because I'm not able to invest as much time in it as I'd like. I have the 2 children that I homeschool. My husband also has a business where he does like stage production, like for concerts and parties. So he, a lot of his stuff for his business takes a lot of my time because I also do the invoices and contracts for his business. So I don't have a lot of time to invest. I do invest time into Rutu Lobi, but not as much time as I would like to. Overall, over time, I'd like to get its own space, its own warehouse, and really start working on getting more product. Because I don't really ship in a lot of product at once. I really ship in small portions. So it's not at that point just yet, but I feel like it can get there. The interest is there. I just need to, invest more time in marketing and actually getting those relationships in Suriname and in Holland and Belgium, where there are other Surinamers in the diaspora who have products and services that, people in America would like.
Wow. All right. Now, it's very interesting to talk to you because I feel like you're busy all the time. You know what I mean? And yeah, to be successful, we have to put some energy in the things we love, we do, the things we cherish, you know. So I must say, as a Suriname guy, as a Suriname man, that you are doing very good. And your husband, your family should be very proud of you because it will work out in the end. Believe me, it's just the beginning of something else than maybe you're used to. But it's a step towards what you actually want. You want to know more about your culture. You want to get into this Suriname kind of vibe or energy, and you're already taking those steps. You know, because Rutu Lobi will be internationally known. Whenever you guys ready to do this marketing thing, just make contact with SRS Radio, and then we can see what our administration can fix together. So make sure the world can hear about this business. Because when we finish this conversation, I want you to tell all the people at your company or your business to listen to www.radiosrs.sr, because this is the Suriname radio which we broadcast out of Suriname from, you know. And I think if you would like fix this in your shop so that people can step in and hear some Suriname radio while we talk Suriname and all these things, I think that might boost up your business and get a better connection to the people coming in. Don't you think?
I definitely think so. We're actually in the process of changing up our website. So yeah, we could definitely put in a add-on to the website where, you know, people can listen to SRS Radio. I think it would be a good thing because we do get a lot of visitors to the website from all over. So yeah, so I think that would be great.
What's the name of your website?
It's rutulobi.com.
Alright, rutulobi.com, mensen. Je hoort dat, Jere Alafasi, she's saying it, you know, I'm talking. rutulobi.com, so they think that. So check that thing and support our people wherever they are. You are diaspora, you're doing what you're doing, you know, and you should be proud of yourself again. But let's see, you're done. No, we're not done. We're almost done because time is not our best friend at this moment. But the fact is, what are you looking to gain with your business? That's my last question, actually.
What I look to gain from my business is I'd like to basically have a doorway where I could basically live off of this as my income, and also provide economic opportunities for Surinamers where I, you know, buy wholesale from their companies and small businesses. A place where I could actually now go into Suriname and actually live there, whether it be part-time, full-time, and like just make this my livelihood.
All right. Now, so you're looking forward to change the lifestyle and make the lifestyle comes like a Suriname lifestyle. It will work, but I have one thing to say. You have an ancestor, she's talking to you, right?
Who, me?
Yeah, you. In your dreams, or maybe...
Yeah, I would say so. It was only one. I'm very close with my father's mother.
Okay.
Like in terms of everything that when I do stuff, I always think about her. It's like for whatever reason. I never met her in my life, but it's always been her.
But is she alive still?
No.
Aha. So how do I know this?
I don't know.
You know why I know?
Obviously, I do know.
You do know?
Yes.
All right. Now, that's cool. We know. All right, because let me tell you one thing. I'm a spiritual person myself. I'm not a believer, but I'm a spiritual person. You know, I believe in spirit. How you call it, spirituality? You know, and you have that same thing. You have that same energy. There is something calling you, something pulling on you to do what you must do, and this is the beginning of that. So keep this in mind. And I have one tip for you, and that tip is talk to yourself. And the way you should do that, and I think everybody is listening should try this. Just take a fresh bath. Make time for yourself. Be calm. It's like you're gonna meditate, but you won't meditate. Take time. You sit in front of the mirror with a glass of water. You're looking at yourself. Concentrate on yourself and talk to yourself and say the things that you want to happen to you. Or say the things which you don't want to happen to you no more. Because it's you gonna do this. And all the ancestors carrying you and guiding you, especially that grandma of yours.
Yes, I will definitely be doing that.
All right. Now, Lashada Marcela Moore. I think we had this conversation and it was a very pleasant one. I must thank you for making time, taking time. I know I got a feeling that it's not enough for you yet, but we will continue our conversation another time, maybe after a certain period. But only thing I have to say is thank you very much for being you, for doing you, and for being where you are. And thank your parents for us, for creating you onto this earth. And of course, the Almighty Creator. You see me? So, big up yourself and keep on doing what you're doing, because nothing happened yet. That's all I can say. But before I end, I would like to ask you, do you have any tips for anybody who's trying to come to the States to live over there, maybe, or come and start a business? If you have any tips for anybody?
I mean, there's quite a few. I have more logistical tips. So we actually have a couple of programs through like the SBS, which is the Small Business Services, where, you know, they have different opportunities like grants and money for people to come out and start businesses. You know, if somebody's interested in something like that, they could reach out to me. But usually these are for more established. You should start by establishing yourself in Suriname, having a plan and being concrete about what you want to do. And there are opportunities. There are definitely opportunities. There are other people who do it from other countries like India and China, where, you know, they start out in China and then they come out here and they open up their businesses, whether it be salons, beauty supply stores, or restaurants. You know, there's a shortage in Suriname food restaurants. I would appreciate that if somebody could come here and do that.
Okay. Now we hear that. So there's a shortage of that. Now that means like there's a hole in the market. And I know especially there is somebody who's listening who's going to answer this, you know. But if someone wants to reach you, to come in contact with you, how can they do that?
They could contact me at info, that's I, Igloo, and Nancy, F. Frank, O. Oscar, at rutulobi.com. They could send if they have any questions about anything that I've mentioned about businesses, like I could probably help them with that.
All right. Now, the mic is all yours. I think we have to end our conversation, but maybe you have some people you want to say hi to, some Suriname friends, some Suriname family. Is an opportunity to do that. The mic is yours. There you go.
Well, I like to say hello to my Oma Shano, my Aunt Helen, my mom Veronica, Oma Plain, Uncle Eddie, my father Glenn, my cousin Latifa, my Chappie. I have 15 aunts and uncles, everybody in Holland. My cousin Vivian, Nurea, everybody. Let's say hi to everybody.
All right. I know they heard you. And remember, it's www.radiosrs.sr. Jamie Lee is going to send you the link, so you would never forget that part, and try to implement that in your shop, and you will see that it will bring something positive to the business. Lashada, I thank you so much for making time and taking time to talk to us, and we wish you all the best. All right?
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.
Later.